Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name's Amanda and today's video is a face mask Fridays video. I figured we'd kind of do some of the things that we do on our first day of homeschooling, kind of show off some of the stuff that we got for our first day of school stuff, just kind of talk about our traditions, our homeschool traditions usually for the first day. So we haven't been able to do them for the last couple of years though because of COVID and moving and stuff, so I'm excited for us to be able to get back on a schedule. As always, we start with a face wipe and kind of get in there. Usually we try to, so for the first day of school, we usually do like some supplies on the first day. We try to take a field trip, maybe do a picnic somewhere, and just kind of make it a fun day. And then we'll usually start like the first actual day of school the next day, so it's usually just kind of like the fun stuff that maybe we wouldn't normally get to do. We'll maybe have like a big breakfast. Again, we're using the same one as last week, turmeric and vitamin C mask. I started doing supplies and stuff a few years back, kind of like when we first started homeschooling, or maybe the second year of homeschooling, just as kind of a way for the kids to feel like their first day of school was special too. Usually I usually stock up on stuff either after school starts or at Christmas time, because I know at Christmas time they have a lot of like science and art kits for really cheap, so we'll buy a lot of those for the kids for Christmas so they have stuff to do for a little while after, because it does get really cold here, so it's kind of hard to go out and do stuff. But yeah, it's usually still fairly warm here in Maine on the first day of school. We either do it like September 1st or like sometime after Labor Day. Sometimes if I feel like getting a head start, we'll do it on September 1st, so that way we can get a head start. And I usually try to do like more of the fun supplies when we do our first day of school supplies. Face mask is now on. I usually try to do the more fun supplies for the first day, just because we are homeschoolers, so we don't really need, I kind of decide what the kids need as far as homeschooling supplies go, and most of the things that we get for the rest of the year I usually buy on clearance after school has started, so it's really not like a lot of things that they really need, but we just kind of like doing the fun stuff, so that way they can still say they got school supplies for school or what have you. The first things I got were some Crayola Super Tips markers, and I also got them one of the Crayola crayon tubs. I got these at the beginning of the year when we got our stimulus checks, just because we do use a lot of coloring stuff. Sometimes for Christmas they'll get like coloring books or whatever. We also try to draw stuff together as well, so them having markers kind of, or other coloring things, kind of keeps them from using my pens to color. Next, we found some really cute folders at the Dollar Tree here before we our Dollar Tree switched. They don't really need a lot of folders, so I only got them one this year, and that was just because they were ones that I'd never seen before. Stuff can usually add up really, really quick too, so we also got some new sandwich containers from the Dollar Tree. Now that I have a license and we have a second vehicle, we can start doing picnics and field trips and stuff more often again. Obviously because of COVID and moving and me not having my license and a second vehicle, we haven't really been able to do a whole lot in that aspect, so it'll be a lot easier for us to kind of justify packing lunches again and kind of going places. Next, we have a couple of composition notebooks. These are ones that I kind of had in my stash that we weren't using, so I figured we would put them in with the kids' homeschool stuff. They use a lot of composition books for like drawing and practicing spelling and things of that nature, so we're always using them. So having extras is always helpful. I feel like it's one of the things that I stock up the most on after school starts is composition notebooks, just because the kids like to draw and practice writing and stuff like that in them. So I'm not sure if I'm going to do both boxes because they're kind of they're really similar. So some of them are just maybe different titles or different colors or something. So, but we have a couple of boxes with things in them for the kids for this year. Like I said, some of the things are maybe just different colors, or, you know, the designs on them are a little different because we have, you know, a boy and a girl, so we get different designs on them so we know whose is whose. So I'm probably just going to go through the one. But first thing we found was a backpack storage little, I guess this says backpack storage bag, but it's got a little clip on the end. You can put stuff in it. That's kind of what I mean by like some of the fun supplies that maybe you're not allowed to take to normal school with you or whatever, because, you know, sometimes things get lost or they fall off, or, you know, I know sometimes they aren't really, you know, if it's not on the list, they don't really need it. Sometimes parents kind of skip it. So we also are we got some pens, of course, and we got 2 different kinds of pencils. Again, same thing basically for both sets of kids. It's just the designs are different. So we also found some squishy grips at the Dollar Tree, so I figured we'd try these with the kids this year, see how they like them. They also got a couple more of these books for us to read this year. The kids are starting to get into chapter books a little bit more, so we've been trying, or at least I've been trying to kind of find them more books. We also got some of the little play packs for the kids, so that way maybe on the first day while we're kind of driving to our field trip, they can color, or they can color at home. So we were supposed to take a trip this year or last year, and then we were thinking of taking it this year, but it didn't happen. So a lot of the things that I had planned for the summer didn't quite work out because of either me getting my license late or the car coming late. So we just kind of put it in their first day of school bags, buckets. I guess they're technically shoe things, but so more crayons. These ones were found at the Dollar Tree. We had them saved for road trips, but also with this, the kids have a couple of their own sticky notes. Again, I was going to do something really cute for long road trips, but unfortunately we just really didn't take any this summer. So first day of school stuff. I also found a package of super cute erasers that have different animals on them. I just split it up between the kids because it came with like 12 different erasers and they don't need 12 of them, so figured that they would get each a few of them in their first day of school thing. Then our next thing is a new pencil pouch. I think they got one last year, the year before, but they broke. So these ones, you can put pencils and stuff in here. You can put like coloring stuff in here. So also these will be good if we go on a field trip somewhere. They can bring pencils and stuff with us. It'll be a lot easier to keep track of. So the next thing is more pencils. Not that they really need them, but this was a package that I had, so I figured we kind of divvy it up between the kids. So that way they kind of, I usually try to keep pencils all around the house so that they don't really use my pens as much. So hopefully those ones will just go in their new stuff so that way they have them. And then the last thing so far is a couple of drawing notebooks I got at stimulus time. I bought them like a big package of them, and I just kind of put them up. Again, those are supposed to be for like road trip type stuff, but unfortunately, like I said, we didn't really take very many road trips this year. So a lot of stuff kind of just went into their, a lot of stuff naturally just kind of went into their first day things because we unfortunately just didn't get out as much this summer as we had hoped. So this way it was a little bit easier, and they had maybe a little bit more stuff in their first day boxes. So it was a little easier on me. So as always, I thank you for watching my videos, and I hope you have a great day.